Hi, and welcome to Three Loud Women. We're filming at IKEA Sunrise, and we're part of the IKEA family, and we hope that you can be a part of the IKEA family too. I'm Allison Thompson, also known as Therapy Head. I'm a psychotherapist who believes that therapy can be fun, and I am here to bring my 20 years of experience to the living room.
I love this living room.
That's great.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Goldberg Glazer. I'm the Florida Keys girl. I'm obsessed with all things food, wine, and travel, and bring these passions to Three Loud Women.
Me?
It's you, girlfriend.
And I am Tiana McDonald, also known as the InStyle Diva, and I'm here to be loud and proud about style, social media, and motherhood.
Okay, well, we have a very, very special guest today, ladies. His name is Ken Gordon from Brinkley Morgan Law Firm. And we're going to be talking about divorce and children and pets. And so I'd like to welcome you, Ken, to the set of...
Don't mind me, please.
Okay.
We're rude guests. We didn't even anything.
Sorry.
Cheers, you want some? With our
Cheers.
water.
Don't mind me, please.
Okay.
We're rude guests. We didn't even anything.
Sorry.
Cheers, you want some?
I'm good. No, really. Please, no.
So, Ken, how long have you been practicing?
For about 15 years.
So you're pretty good at it then.
I'm very good at it.
Okay.
Oh, very good. Very
So
good.
you
Sorry, yes, you
deal
were.
you deal pretty much in high-level conflict divorce.
I would say generally it's mostly high-level conflict. But my firm, we have 7 divorce lawyers in a firm of about 21 people, which is a huge amount of divorce lawyers in one firm. So we actually do all kinds, prenuptial agreements. But yes, I would say there's a lot of high conflict for sure.
Prenups. I like those.
Yeah, we're not.
I know.
We're not on that
I know.
subject.
That's
Topic.
you got to have him back because that is a good topic.
So 7 attorneys in a firm of 21. That means that there's a lot of divorce in South Florida.
You could say that.
Okay.
You could say that. You could even say that again, and it would even be more true.
Okay. So
Because I'm a mom and I just love my kids, but are there states that favor a mom
do?
or dad? I love my kids
But-
when it comes to a divorce. So if I was to file a divorce in, let's say, New York as opposed to California, as opposed to Florida, because I wanted custody of my kids, is that?
Well, divorce law is what we'll call state-centric, meaning that each state really has their own laws. There are some laws that are federal that go for all states, but most states are fundamentally the same, with the exception of probably like New York, California, and Louisiana. The rest are somewhat the same. And there are particular federal laws like the Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction and Enforcement Act to make sure that you don't, say,
Big
forum
words.
shop to go to one state or another, which may be more
right,
favorable. So.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. So it really wouldn't make a difference.
can't
Maybe
cheat
he
the
should-
system.
I can't cheat the system.
Right.
Well, I didn't say you can't. It's just
Oh,
difficult.
so I could.
The system does whatever it can do to make sure you don't cheat it, but
But
You
primarily,
can't just go to another state
right.
to cheat the system.
Primarily, though, the cases that you handle, the mother is always primarily favored in these.
I would have to say as a general rule, it's probably true, but that has changed over time, particularly in the last 10 years.
Oh.
And as we sit here today, particularly in Florida, it becomes more and more even.
Dads
as
are
far
stepping
as-
up.
Dads are stepping up, which is a good thing.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So we've been talking about kids a little bit. I don't actually have kids.
Yes, you do.
But my question is, who gets the dog?
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news. And the good news is that you could probably have the dog. But the bad news is dogs are considered property in Florida.
Right.
So essentially, one person or the other is going to get the dog, although there have been agreements that have doggy visitation.
Are you kidding me?
Now, there is no law that says you can do that, but something that I think most people know in agreements in Florida, not so much in judgments if you go to court, you can agree to almost anything. You can't enforce it, but you can agree to it. So generally, dogs no different than a car, a boat, or a Hummel
property.
figurine. Right.
It's
what-
property.
It just makes them
Property.
Let me
sad.
ask you a
It's a
question.
property that
So what are
barks.
you saying? Kids aren't property?
Well, I would say kids are not property. Kids are something altogether different and special.
That's a
That's a
whole
whole
different
animal, different
Absolutely
thing.
All right, so
Okay.
my question is, thank you. Do you feel that your question was sufficiently answered?
do. Thank
that
you.
Babka is in fact property? Okay.
and it's not a
Your
child.
property.
Your,
but
Right.
your property.
Yours
Half
and
my
ours,
property.
right?
Half your property, yes.
Okay, so here's my question. My question is, so husband comes home, finds wife in bed with the plumber, and now he's wants a divorce. So he says, I'm going to take all the money. I'm going to get the kids the whole time. Does having an affair affect a divorce as far as money and kids go in the state of Florida?
Well, the two answers to that are clearly yes and no.
Thank you.
I'll probably
Thank you for being so clear,
We'll probably
Ken.
need to explain that a bit. You know, Florida's a no-fault state, so in general, infidelity isn't really going to matter much. In a couple of instances in the alimony portion of the statute, it does mention that the court can consider infidelity, but
Okay.
generally does not.
Okay.
Basically, the only thing where it makes a difference is when you're dividing up assets and liabilities in equal distribution. If somebody has committed infidelity, if you spent money on the paramour
Great word.
or the plumber, your spouse is entitled to half that money back. So you would have.
Okay.
Now, I think you, from another legal perspective, you probably would have a case as far as not paying your plumbing bill.
All right. Well, thank you. All right. So look, we have to wrap it up, but there's one more question that I want to ask you. If you had to give someone 3 tips on choosing the right family divorce attorney, what would they be?
Well, the first thing is you want to find out credentials. Most often, people refer to lawyers by a friend or someone who knows somebody.
Okay.
But that could be a cousin, a neighbor. You want to see, are they board certified? What are their credentials? Have they actually tried cases? This is all public information. But probably the main thing, so that would be one. The second thing would be,
One.
do you feel comfortable with them? Because you're about to
personal.
disclose
All
everything
your-
about your
yeah.
life, sometimes far more than...
And sometimes
thought
about the
you
plumber's
would.
life.
You're like a therapist too sometimes,
Yes.
right? Yeah, you could
a
be like a therapist.
So it has to be someone that you relate to and you're comfortable with, because that's probably the most important thing. And the third thing, when you're picking, if you had to pick one, is going to be, take a look at what that person will tell you up front about what the litigation is going to look like. What are your
Okay.
options?
Get the big picture.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to really get a feeling this is someone who really has a grasp exactly on the big picture from the get-go. Because otherwise, if you're just sailing sort of rudderless into litigation, it will be expensive and can turn into a nightmare.
So that they should lay out the plan for you. And
So
you
you're
should feel
prepared.
Yes.
that would seem to make sense.
So you want a plan,
Okay.
you want comfort, and you want experience.
Planning, comfort, and experience. Thank you,
All
Ken
at Brinkley
Gordon.
Morgan, that's right.
From Brinkley Morgan.
Thanks
Tiana,
for
would
coming
you?
to hang with us.
Yeah.
Anytime.
You got to come back because I want to talk about that
Prenups.
prenup. 'Cause
Okay.
Soon my husband will have to sign one.
One of my favorite subjects, so I'd be happy to.
Okay. Even after you're
Prenup,
married,
right?
you can sign them.
That'd be a
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's a
that's what I
post-nup.
like.
That's a
Prenup,
post-nup.
post-nup.
Both. I want to talk about both.
We do it any kind of nup you want.
Any kind of nup. I like the nups.
Nump it up.
I like the
All right.
nups. Thank you
Wrap
for
it up.
tuning in. Don't forget to watch us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and visit our 3loudwomen.com website. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Yeah, I want to nup it up.
Thanks for coming.
You want to talk
My
about the
pleasure.
nuts?
I do.
You want to
Yes.
talk about the naps?
I do.